In this video, I will show you how to get the integer part of a number in Excel like this. So let's get started. Here in this Excel sheet, I have some decimal numbers in the first column. Now I want to get only the integer part of these numbers. For example, for the number 1.53, I want to get 1 by discarding the decimal part. I will use a formula using the Excel TRUNC function to do that. The TRUNC function truncates a number to an integer by removing the decimal part. This function accepts two arguments, a number to truncate and an optional number of digits to truncate or the precision. If the second argument is not provided, it defaults to 0, thus removing all the decimals from a number. Let's start the formula by typing an equal sign in the target cell. Now type TRUNC followed by an opening bracket. I will select cell B3 as the first argument of the TRUNC function. Since we want to extract the integer part from the decimal number, I will skip the second number of digits argument. Type the closing bracket and hit the enter key to complete the formula. It returned the number 7 from the decimal number. Let's copy the formula to other cells by dragging the cell down from the bottom right corner of the cell. As you can see, the TRUNC function returned the integer part from all the decimal numbers. The TRUNC function works for both positive and negative numbers as seen here. To extract only the decimal part of a number, I will change the formula a little bit. I will subtract the truncated integer number from the original number to get the decimal part of a number. For example, for the second number 9.856, if we subtract 9 from the number 9.856, we will get the decimal part, which is 0.856. Here is the formula to do that. Let's copy the formula to other cells as well. As you can see, we now have the decimal parts of all the numbers. The int function is similar to the TRUNC function, as it also returns the integer part of a number. However, the int function returns the integer part of a number by rounding down the number to the nearest smaller integer. It works well for the positive numbers. For example, for the first number, it will return the same number as the TRUNC function because the nearest smaller integer of 7.23746 is 7. However, in case of a negative number, the int function rounds down the number away from 0 as compared to the TRUNC function that simply removes the decimal part. For example, in the case of -6.73, the int function will return 7 instead of 6 like the TRUNC function, and in the case of -2.1, it returns 3 as we can see in this table. We can use either the TRUNC or the int function according to our requirements. Watch these videos for more Excel tips, tricks and how-to tutorials. If you find this video useful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.